Channel which is devoted to teaching you Russian language, talking about Russian culture, and today it's not going to be boring because I'm going to tell you some important information about Russian snacks, what Russians do really love to eat, not concerning as a main meal, but drinking lots of tea. And as I come from Kazakhstan, we usually drink tea with milk, yeah, and we can have snacks of them. Also, we have the snacks in Kazakhstan. So the first snack which I have really missed abroad, it's called prяники in Russian, and the analog in English can be called as gingerbread. But I'll show you the picture of our snack called prяники, which you can find actually anywhere in patisserie, in any conditionery departments of any store. Also, it is packed in boxes and packages, and it's kind of sweet, which is pretty hard, and with time it's getting even harder, but it's pretty cool. And I remember as my grandmother always cut this in my childhood. She cut prяник into two parts and put some butter on it. It was really delicious and stuck in my memory. I remember it. There are some idioms concerning this snack. In English it sounds like carrot and stick, when you punish someone and then you give this sweet if the person has corrected own mistake. In Russian it sounds knut и пряник. I will write it. Also one region and especially one city in Russia is popular of this snack as of production of this snack. Тульский пряник. It's made in the region of Tula in Russia. I've actually never been, but I've probably seen and probably eaten it. It differs in the size. It's a little bit bigger than we used to see in our stores and markets, and it became popular around the country. If you visit the city, the first present you should buy, or someone will give it to you as a present, is probably this snack, Тульский пряник, so remember it. Also, it's made with extract of honey. The next food I'm going actually show you, because I do not live in Kazakhstan anymore, but I asked my friend who recently went to Ukraine to bring it to me because I really missed it. This is what you see. It's called baranki. Actually, I'm surprised of this name and why it has such a name. Maybe I forget some information, but it's pretty hard, round with a circle and emptiness inside, as you can see. It's pretty cool and hard, and you cannot sometimes stop to eat it because it's like sunflowers. If you know, you eat some nuts or sunflowers and you cannot stop, it's kind of it. In childhood we preferred eating it with drinking tea. With drinking tea or milk. When you put it into a cup and it becomes softer, and then you eat it. So also it's a memory of childhood, and being abroad means missing it, so you can try it. Also, there are many kinds of it. It can be sweet or with adding some Other essentials like spices and poppy flower, if you know it. I guess you know. So, and there is another kind of this snack. It's a little bit bigger and it has another name like bubliki. Bubliki, it's very also funny name. It's the same circle with emptiness in the middle, and it's bigger, as I said, and a little bit softer, so it's kind of bread actually. Also into this part I will include one of my favorite, solomka, which is widespread around the world. You can find it in many countries. I will show you if I have one. Yeah, it kind of sticks like this. It can be longer because it's probably broken. It's salty. I guess I've seen it in America and probably in some other countries you can come across with it, but it's salty and also hard and kind of snack in Russia. Next one is what I've never seen anywhere except of Russia, Kazakhstan and former Soviet countries. Zephyr, and I love it because this sweet product of this sweet product made of whipped fruit and berry puree, usually apple, and with adding sugar and egg whites. So it's kind of healthy if you like sweet things, sweet foods. You can, even if you have some problem with your health and you cannot eat sugar, so you can choose this one. It's pretty fluffy and soft, kind of sweet in Russia, and yeah, it used to be white and pink, and the last years I used to see it with chocolate on top. Yeah, I gave it to my many friends around the world, and sometimes I also miss it and ask someone to bring it to me. The next one is my favorite in my family. My mom cooks it, I learned to cook it, and so on. So we have some kind of tradition, and it's a Russian holiday called Maslenitsa, when we cook blini. It's kind of pancakes, but it's a little bit, not a little bit, pretty much thinner and bigger, and you make usually a pile for this holiday to present it to all your friends and relatives. We eat this at home, we eat it outside in special cafes, which is specialized with these foods only, because there are so many kinds of it. Last time it appeared enormous kinds of this food. It can be not only sweet, it can be salty with salty fish or caviar inside, or adding some jams. It will be sweet or chocolate. And in Russia you can find blini in various ways, so you should try it. It's also pretty easy to learn to cook, and if you want, maybe I can teach you Russian food to cook. I think I've finished with some snacks. I hope you like this video and subscribe on my channel, so we will continue